And boys, we are back here with another college football video. Today, what I got for y'all is updating you guys on my favorite ability setups in college football. Before we get into today's video, I do want to talk about our sponsor real quick, MMOEXP.com. If you guys want an alternative to buying packs, consider buying coins at MMOEXP and make sure to use code DILL at checkout for 5% off your order. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at the catalog. I asked some people if you preferred like the catalog, like looking at specific cards, or like the lineup builder on CFB.fan. Overwhelming majority of what I got was the catalog. So we're gonna get it started right here, and of course starting off with quarterback. That's kind of a lot of the same abilities. There's some different things, but the good abilities are still the good abilities from like last season. But I want to update this every single season. Now, what I'm gonna say at the start of this video too, don't think of this as a player specific thing, because you can think of this as legend cards, because the legend cards that get the platinum abilities are also gonna get the platinum abilities. Like same thing, the game changers and probably even future promos as well could get some of these platinum abilities that I do think are worth talking about. Okay, we're also right here, I'm now in the bottom left so you guys can see the names of the abilities that we're talking about. Now, what we're going to do with quarterback right here, because we can talk about a ton of these abilities on the platinum level, there's so many good abilities, but we're going to talk about what I think, just base what I run on the quarterback, then we're going to expand a little bit. Okay, so first things first right here, do I even need to talk about extender platinum? I think this is probably the dumbest ability in the game right now, and before you say anything about takedown, we will talk about takedown later. If you run takedown and you play up against extender, even on the platinum level, it is not a counter every single time, which I kind of think it should be. Like platinum takedown versus platinum extender, I feel like takedown should win that, in my opinion, of course, right? This right here just makes offense kind of dumb. And the one thing that really makes me mad about extender is when they break the sack and then they scramble with their quarterback and your DBs just run backwards. They have no clue the quarterback scrambling, which if that has ever happened to you, man, gets me on tilt. But yeah, it's a dumb ability. I think it's definitely overpowered. I think you kind of have to run it. Do I think it's good for the game? No, I think it's probably the most broken ability right now. So extender platinum starting off, of course, that should be 2 AP on your quarterback locked in. Now on top of that, I think magician as well. Magician has been a thing on our quarterbacks all year long. I think this should also be a 2 AP ability you run on the quarterback. Ultimate agility boost when moving in the pocket or scrambling, helps you get out the pocket, move inside to side. That with extender, again, kind of crazy. So magician platinum, that's 4 AP already. And I think, of course, base stack as well, you want the workhorse platinum. And my big thing, like when talking about quarterbacks, we're gonna be yapping a lot today, so I hope you guys are ready for that. But a lot of people still like Drew Aller and Cam Ward a ton, and I do too. Their releases are so good, but man, their wear and tear, not good. I've seen so many tournament games where you have Drew Aller and he's dead by the third quarter. He can't throw the football, and that's why me personally, I like Garrard, Kirk Cousins, RG3 all over Drew Aller and Cam Ward, because they get the workhorse platinum. And sure, their releases are worse, but you know, you're gonna have them in the fourth quarter. Okay, so that right there, I think bare minimum 5 AP on the quarterback, right? More of a passing style of offense as well. Now on top of that, what are some other things that I do like on the quarterback? Well, dot, if you are on the placement setting, this should make it like the ultimate consistent experience. That's really all you need on placement. I think step up is cool as well. Stepping up in the pocket, not under pressure, ultimate accuracy, you know. I also think resistance platinum for 4 isn't bad, but for 4 AP, I don't love it. I don't think you need this. I think pull down is also something really good as well. Just again, holding onto the ball when sacked or throwing, kind of like a not get cheated ability. This is like something where it's like if you have an additional 1 AP you need, this isn't a bad ability. But the one ability that I really want to add to the video today is going to be off platform on platinum. Okay, this right here, if you can fit this in for 3 AP, this works like everywhere, like in the pocket, rolling out. It's not just crossbody or back foot 40 yards or less. It's kind of like, if you guys are familiar with Madden at all, roaming Deadeye. You know, roaming Deadeye, you let go a sprint outside the pocket, which I don't believe you have to do with this ability, by the way. I'm throwing that out there too. So you let go a sprint and it just activates everywhere. Yeah, off platform kind of does the same thing. This is a really great ability. I do want to shout out my guy X Jaren on Twitch. He definitely put me onto that, and this was an ability that I was sleeping on. And other quarterback abilities, I mean, if you're running the triple option, run option king, you know, that's a scheme specific thing. I think mobile Deadeye platinum and also like mobile resistance, that's again like if you're running a rollout scheme, right? And I just think they are a little bit much in AP, like 3 and 2. I don't even know if you need it. Like I would just, again, probably just go the off platform over mobile deadeye and off mobile resistance. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the quarterback ability. So right now for me, just a base wise, extender, magician, and workhorse is really what I think you need. All right, and with that being said, we can go to the running back position right here, where we can take a look at someone like Saquon Barkley right here, right? Actually, let's look at Nick Chubb. My bad on that. We'll look at Nick Chubb. He gets the platinum level of everything. So Nick Chubb right here. What's the two things we're really going to talk about on running backs? Shifty platinum. We've talked about Shifty all year long. Moving side to side. This makes it, I think Shifty just makes it so easy to speed boost. And again, I do think the speed boost is dumb, of course, but really, really good. On top of that, workhorse platinum as well. If you're running the ball a ton, you don't want your running back to come out the game, run workhorse on him, right? Other things that I think are really good on the running back, I think 360 platinum. I don't think it's good on like a Nick Chubb style running back where he doesn't have like 90 spin. I think if you have 90 spin with 360 platinum, I think it's really good. And you get some crazy animations for sure. I like that. And I also do like downhill as well with the platinum level. Ultimate ability to break tackles after reaching 80% of their speed. I think this is good too. But if you are just really heavy toe, I think really all you need is Shifty and workhorse. I think 360 and downhillish stuff, that's like a nice compliment, but I don't think you need it, right? And really like balanced, I don't love. Sidekick isn't bad. You can set up certain protection schemes where it makes it really consistent that they chop block a defensive end. You can definitely make this work. For the majority of you out there, listen, like sometimes I'm a lazy college football player. I don't want to learn a new pass pro for every single defense to get a cut block to roll out. But again, this is kind of like what I was saying with Option King, play style thing, scheme thing. You can make this work, but you're gonna have to put the time in and really see like what it does versus every single base defense, like 3-4 odd, pinch buck 0, mid blitz, 3-3 men, 4-2-5, 3-2-6, so on like that. And I do think once they contain, I don't love this ability, and I don't like sidestep. I don't really like head first. Jackpot on the running back, recoup again, I'd rather have workhorse. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the running back abilities. For me, Shifty platinum or workhorse platinum would be my top two. Now with that being said, let's go to the receiver position right here, where at receiver we can use again Calvin Johnson right here, where with Calvin, right, I think he's the best receiver in the game. Simply plat takeoff. Like plat takeoff, if you don't think extender is the dumbest ability, you might think takeoff is the dumbest ability, because this can run by DBs that aren't even pressed, you know? And it's supposed to be like that when they're not pressed, but it's like they beat this ability like all year long has beat the press. But it says ultimate release off the line when not being pressed. It works first to press. It works first non-press. I think takeoff and extender, if you take it out the game, I think this game does get better. I will put that out there, but I think bare minimum 2 takeoff receivers as your outside players. So for me, I'm committing 6 AP for that. In total so far, we have locked in 11 AP, okay? And then that other AP you can play with, you can do whatever you want with, but I really, really recommend at least 2 takeoffs on your outside receivers. And besides that on receiver as well, I think we actually do have some really good abilities where you could get some like after the catch stuff, like 360 platinum, workhorse if you're really feeding someone. But I think the 2 abilities that I really think, I think press pro sucks, by the way. I hate press pro, but the 2 abilities that I do like, okay, sure hands. If takeoff wasn't a thing, I think everyone in the game would run sure hands, because this ability is so annoying. Like, oh man, playing up against sure hands, they catch the ball through hit sticks, they catch everything, man. And it is, again, just, this is an annoying ability. And I will say, like, first, like press man, I don't love it. Like, I still think curl routes get knocked out at a decent clip, but I do think it's really good, okay? Like ag catching back to the ball, fitting balls in tight windows where your receiver has to eat a hit over the middle. Sure hands is just really, it's kind of like what you think the ability sounds like, sure hands. If you get hands on the ball, you're like 99% catching the ball, okay? That's what I think about sure hands. And again, if takeoff just wasn't a thing, sure hands everywhere. So serious. And besides that, really the only other ability that I want to mention is Cutter Platinum. Love this ability right here. And if you've known me, you've watched these videos, I've been a Cutter hater after like season 1 when it was 1 AP on bronze, and I just thought it was decent value. So Cutter Platinum, used it on Maserati Marv a ton, and I have this on my slot receiver. I even have it on the gold level right now, and I will say this requires you to run some routes in your offense and see, does it light up first man? And I found a couple different routes that lights up for shade down man, shade up man, shade to the outside, and like so on like that, where I'm not really struggling with man coverage anymore. And I think being able to beat it like on a corner route is really good, because it makes them either have to play a flat there, which makes like a zig open, something like that, you know. Basically, if you can attack like the sideline or the middle of the field versus man coverage, they're kind of dead in man, in my opinion, right? And if they can't run shade down man, you know, you're good. So yeah, Cutter Platinum I think is really good on a slot receiver. It just requires you to just put a little bit of effort in and just see what it lights up first in man coverage. Like even some stock corner routes in some formation they'll light up against. Okay, so yeah, Cutter Platinum is the most consistent, I will say too. I think it's a lot better than gold. Like the jump from silver to gold was like I think the jump from gold to platinum is pretty substantial in my opinion. Just from what I've seen it light up on, I think it's pretty consistent at beating man coverage as well. Love this cutter ability, and that's really everything that I like for receivers. And again, right now I'm just committing 11 out of 19 AP, so you have the other 8 to play with. You can do some things that I like in this video, you can do some things that you like, you know. At tight end right here, I really think there's like one thing, or there's a couple things to mention with tight end, but Tony G getting platinum takeoff, this is kind of crazy. I believe he's still the only tight end in the game to get takeoff. This is nuts. Like if you've watched anyone play with this, tight end streak galore. Tony G is insane with this. This is something you can definitely run to, and if you want the best team, you probably should have takeoff on Tony G. Besides that, same thing, cutter, sure hands as well. And really the only other ability that I like on the tight end, I don't know if Tony G gets it actually, just looking right here. And yeah, I don't think he does. So we can use someone like Miles Kitzelman right here, who is also a freaking beast. Guys have used this card at all. Jackpot. You'd want Jackpot on like the gold or like platinum level if you could get it. And there might be a tight end that can get it. Let me just look real quick. Probably Kittle would be our best bet right here. I don't think he'd get it platinum, but I think he'd get it gold, right? And yeah, gets Jackpot gold. This is good. This is just a good ability. I don't think it's this ability as like throwing it up like one-on-one 50-50 ball. For me, how I'm thinking of this ability is you ag back to the ball. And what I mean by that is, say you're throwing a post route versus like a cover 3 defense, and the safety is like playing like kind of on the ball, right? If you hit B and click on your tight end, hold like Y, I play Xbox, it's PlayStation, a circle and triangle, but you ag back to the ball. This should also then be like something that activates, and that's what I thought it was good for even on the silver level as well. So yeah, that's where I think this ability is really good, and you don't have to commit AP to your tight end. Like I'm not running AP on the tight end, but I think if you have Tony G, you're gonna want to run that platinum takeoff. And yeah, that now brings us with offensive line, where offensive line I think is very simple to talk about, and it's again all scheme specific. I think one thing that's really good to note is quick drop platinum. If you want to counter quick jumps, this is a good way if you don't have a play action play on your offense. Running quick drops on platinum, I think that's really, really nice. And besides quick drop, I like strong grip on your tackles or your center. I think this is pretty good as well. Ultimate prevention of lateral sheds on running pass plays. I think this is nice when you're trying to get to the edges of defense. And really besides that, I mean, again, ground and pound is like to me. Yeah, for me, it's just strong grip and also quick drop. Like that's what I like on the O-lineman. So yeah. And that's really everything on offense. Again, for me, like what I'm committed to, extender, magician, and workhorse on the quarterback, and 2 takeoff receivers. Besides that, I think you can do whatever you want. And again, if you're run heavy, you may not even need the takeoffs. I will say it's even nice, even if you are a run heavy player, to just not be able to get press, because if you see press, throw up a streak, like, and you're run heavy and you've been killing them with the run, pretty nice to get a touchdown. So yeah, that's everything. My thoughts on offense right there. Only committed 11 out of 19 AP, I know, but I gave you guys so many abilities that I do like. Now let's talk about defense right here, where I feel like defense is the one thing that really hasn't changed like for a while for me. And we can talk about the secondary first, where I'm just going to use Mike Sanistraw as an example, because he gets everything on that platinum level. These are your options, I think, in the secondary. Okay, first thing you got to ask yourself is, do you want to run man or zone? Okay, because you can say you want to run both, and I think there's an answer for that if you want to be a little bit more balanced. But I think if you want to run man, you should run some man abilities. If you want to run zone, you want to commit to like one ability as well. And yeah, there's some things to talk about, of course. Okay, a lot to talk about. So first things first, let's say you did decide you want to run man coverage. You want your man coverage to be the best it can possibly be. Okay, jammer or blanket coverage, it's a good question. And for me, this is my argument against jammer. Okay, I don't think jammer is the most effective counter for takeoff, and I think pressing your defense is a death sentence in my opinion. Okay, you might not get beat every single time, or this is the thing too. Okay, I will say this depends what type of man coverage you're running, because in my mind I'm thinking of like pinch bug 0, cover 0 solid defenses. Okay, and if you're running that, I really wouldn't recommend jammer. I probably wouldn't press the defense at all. Now, if you have safety help over the top, like say you're running cover 2 man and you have 2 deep halves, I understand why you would run jammer then. I think the better one though is blanket coverage. Okay, blanket coverage, I play up against this. My zigs don't be zigging. Okay, That's the best way for me to put it. It kind of cages a lot, and even cutter versus this, it's not like a every single play type of thing. I think man coverage in this game as a whole is a little bit fluky, a little bit more on the random side of things. And yeah, I think blanket, I would go blanket coverage over jammer unless you have like the safety help every single play to prevent one play touchdowns. Okay, so that's my thoughts on man coverage right there. Now going more to zone, I want to talk about robber right here. A lot of people talk about robber as a takeoff counter. Nah. I've used robber, seen other players use it, talked to other players, talked to the top players in the world. We all kind of said the same thing. I like robber, okay? I do. I don't think it counters takeoff though. What I like robber for, switching onto him and like making some crazy plays after the switch, or also as well this being on your user, okay? That's where I like robber. I don't like it as like a counter to takeoff, okay? That's not why I like robber, all right? Want to say that. And robber, I don't really think is that great right now. I wish it was less AP. And the crazy thing is, it sounds like I don't like robber, but I really do. I just think it's worse than the other abilities that we are going to talk about, okay? Kind of similar to like robber, right? Is knockout. I think knockout is very decent in the game too. I think this makes sense to run. I get why you would. It's basically if they throw it at you, you'll knock the ball out. I totally get it. Like, it makes sense to me. I just think it's worse than the two other abilities we're going to talk about, especially from a zone coverage side of things. So robber and knockout, I understand why you would run them, just not for me. That's pretty much how I put it. So with that being said, we have two more coverage abilities to talk about, and that's going to be the ultimate debate if you're running zone coverage, ballhawk or house call, okay? House call platinum or ballhawk platinum. And ballhawk obviously going to give you faster reaction time in zone after the pass has been released. House call, you're catching interceptions, right? And both of these are great. I understand why you would run each. To me, I'm running house call over ballhawk, and that's my defensive AP setup. I have as many house calls on the field as I can get on that platinum level. And what I will say about this too is, I talked about this in some videos, I like D Money Jackson. I like Leonard more as well over Mike Sancho because of the height with house call. I think that's the best way to use them. The tall players with platinum house call over like the 5'10 Mike Sancho, but he's the only, like him and Buda Baker right now, only people to get ballhawk platinum, which if you're watching this video at a later date, or potentially, again, I'm recording this before, actually Legends just dropped right now. And let's see, we got Earl Thomas, okay? So Earl Thomas tomorrow is gonna get platinum ballhawk, and we get another platinum ballhawk or another platinum house call, right? Yeah, I don't hate the abilities though, man. Like, I understand why you wouldn't ballhawk. I'm just running house call over it, okay? So that's my thoughts on everything coverage for me. Again, and what I was saying earlier about being balanced, I think that's where house call is, because you're just trying to catch picks with that. Now, besides coverage abilities, okay, let's go to like a linebacker right here. Let's go to like CJ Mosley, okay? And this is where we can talk about a couple of things, because there's really like 2 D-line abilities I want to talk about. And does he get everything? Okay, yeah, he gets the D-line abilities we want to talk about too. So there's going to be like linebacker utility type of thing, and also D-line. So takedown gives you your best chance for a extender, but I have seen so many times platinum takedown get thrown off by gold extender. Isn't that crazy? I feel like that's nuts. So for me, it's like I'm at a point where it's like, okay, takedown definitely gives me my best chance, and I like how it forces sack fumbles. I really do. But on the flip side of things as well, it's like, why would I run takedown if there's still a chance they break the sack anyway? Even if it's at a less like percent chance, would I rather get some takedowns on the field, or would I rather get some more players that can catch interceptions on the field? That's the current struggle I've been having, okay? So yeah, like, that's really my gripe with takedown. I feel like it should be a guaranteed, if he gets hands on the quarterback is being sacked, all right? I would love that. If this just countered extender completely, would love it, all right? And really besides that, I mean, I don't love a lot of things. I mean, Aftershock Gold, I think this is not bad. And this is good in like 3-4, like send your entire team type of pressure looks. You would want 2 of these. Again, like we ran 3-4 odd with this, and Aftershock is still good. It deserves to be mentioned. I don't think it is like the meta anymore, in my opinion. Like, I don't think it's like a great defense. I understand why you would run it. After like using it myself and seeing how a lot of people countered it, if you don't hit the quarterback, it's whatever. And also with platinum workhorse now, I don't think it's the best possible stack in my opinion, okay? And on top of that as well, other things I do like, and that now we're going to go to the D line right here, where first thing I want to talk about is grip breaker. Grip breaker, I used this for a while. I didn't like it. And when I read this ability description, it's like in my head, I'm like, okay, guess what? Like, we're going to go ahead and stop the mobile quarterback. We're going to be able to get some sheds. Like, if he escapes the pocket, to me, this was like, okay, I don't need to contain. And also my defensive tackle in the middle of the defense, he's going to do a good job of stopping the mobile quarterback too, because as the quarterback steps up, we're just going to get a shed, right? Not really what I liked about the ability. And if this just neutralized, again, mobile QBs, would love this ability, would be all in on it. It just really doesn't for me. And the final ability that I think is worth to talk about is quick jump. Of course, quick jump does get countered by play actions. There's things you can do counter play action, like send more people, of course, but quick jump, I think this is really good in specific defenses and specific pressure looks. I think it's really good in like 3-3 Cub or 3-3-5 Penny. Besides that, 3-4 Odd, it's pretty good on the edges as well. It's even good on loopers, like in 3-2-6 or 3-3 Mint 2. Quick jump's great. Like, quick jump has been good all year, has the same counter though, play action. So, and I think getting a lot of quick jumps, that makes sense to me too. Like, a lot of things you could do on defense. I will say offense, it's like, I think offensive abilities are better than defensive. And if you're curious what I would like to see in this game, house call go down to 2 AP or 1 AP, okay? Just to catch interceptions, because the drop picks are kind of wild. Besides that, extender, bump it up a lot of AP, like a lot of AP, or And also I think make takedown 1 AP as well. Because listen, hear me out. Say for instance, every person that was rushing the passer had takedown and every piece in the secondary had house calls. Is there not just logical counters to both of those? One, hear me out. To counter the takedowns, throw the ball before you get pressured, pick up the blitzes, you know, just putting that out there. And then secondly, for the house calls, don't throw out the defense, you know? That's what I would like to see though, like takedowns. And basically, if I could have a defense full of takedowns and house calls, would love it. Would love that. And if extender just didn't exist, okay? So yeah, I mean, if extender didn't exist though, like you wouldn't even need takedown. Still would probably be nice though, because the 4 sack like fumbles, I think that's cool. But yeah, that's my thoughts right now. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Again, this is kind of like the season 6 update. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy, man. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more college football ultimate team content just like this. Now, if you guys do want to go ahead and see me use these cards live on stream, have been streaming on both YouTube and Twitch, or abilities as well. To watch on YouTube, make sure that noti bell as well. You'll be notified every time I upload or go live here. Or if you guys want to watch on the Twitch, check the links in the description, hit that Twitch with a follow. But if you guys do want another video to watch, check out this one right here.